these additional crimes, Holland's release would go on to be approved less than 2 weeks later.
Whatever judge approved this to be out actually needs to get life in prison though, bro, just from association. I might gonna catch you though, bro. They release this after he caused multiple fires in jail. Somehow, the beating up prison guards, doing the race, doing all types of bull, you know what I'm saying? He'll kill this person and kill this person, bro. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, y'all should have kept, bro. Like, see, y'all should have sealed this, bro. So let's go ahead and see YouTube darkest videos, the videos that are still on YouTube. So hopefully nothing comes up. That's crazy, bro. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with this right there.
It's December 4th, 2003.
Oh no, we need to change the light in it.
I'm gonna go try to get them to stop doing that.
Police officer walking in a local park in Arlington, Virginia, is approached by a concerned family, claiming that someone in a nearby neighborhood had been shooting off a flare gun. The officer could hear it too, and following the sound, he eventually found himself at the home of 56-year-old James Yu. The man lived alone in his half of this duplex, and was described by neighbors as a recluse known to exhibit unusual behavior. Across his social media, he made posts claiming that he was the victim of fraud at the hands of all sorts of government agencies, as he had a deep distrust of the U.S. government as well as...
CJ, it's okay not to, like, I was about to say it's not okay. It's okay to not have some trust in the government, but they will literally come in, bro, with the SWAT team, no bro, get my balls cut off. But it's okay to have some issues with how, whatever the case may be, but if it's making like 1,000 public conspiracies about the government and how there's a new era, a new dawn coming, everybody needs to wake up. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, stay away from that. I'm gonna keep this that with you, bro. That somebody is out there publicly and they're saying all that, yeah, stay away from that, bro. Please, bro. I'm just letting you know, bro.
Law enforcement, and he believed that numerous people were attempting to kill him, like his ex-wife, the FBI, and even his neighbors. His posts seemed entirely nonsensical, and so did many of his actions. In the months prior, he had covered up all of his windows with garbage bags and aluminum foil, and he even wrapped his trees in toilet paper.
What the?
And actions are entirely harmless. On this day, things were becoming far more troubling. When police arrived at his home, he would be seen firing his flare gun out of his window and into the air, over and over again. And despite repeated attempts to get him to stop,
Arlington County Police! Stop shooting the flares! Mr. Yu!
he didn't let up, shooting 1 flares in the span of just 25 minutes. And he did it all with no explanation.
Yo, chat, I'm not gonna lie, like this is so creepy because what's wrong? Like, there's something wrong with this, bro. Isn't it crazy that we walk past like so many people every day, especially if you're out in a grocery store or something like that, but we don't know which one of these is crazy though, bro. Like, there's like the only thing we can do in life is try to avoid crazy from coming into our life though, bro. And this right here, I'll be terrified though. Something I feel with this, bro.
In fact, he didn't even say a single word. Understandably, police were eager to get Yu out of his home for questioning, as at this point it wasn't obvious whether or not he was a threat. And so for hours and hours they called out to him, first asking and then demanding that he exit his home.
James, Arlington Police, come to the front door with your hands up, now. You have your building surrounded.
But still, there was no response. Growing impatient and worried that Yu might be planning something, the police would eventually bring in a specialized vehicle to bust down the door and spray with gas, all in an attempt to draw Yu outside.
James, stay away from your
They gas bro's house?
Stay away from your front door, James.
And in response, Yu began firing once again. Only this time, he wasn't using flares. And instead, he was now wielding an actual gun. Thankfully, none of these shots connected, but with the situation...
I was about to say, them bro was shooting up, like, everywhere, bro, shooting up in the sky, bro.
Becoming increasingly dangerous, the officers decided to fall back, as they carefully came up with a new plan for apprehending Yu, though whatever they had been planning would never come to fruition.
Why? TOS? Just said there's no TOS on it.
Yeah.
that noise? Oh, bro. Oh, bro. Yo. What the did bro do? What the? Now, I'm not gonna replay that if you ain't seen it. It like it is what it is. It's not TOS, but holy, bro. What the did he do? What did he let off in that? Wasn't going by any means. Holy, did the house blow? Yo, did the house blow up?
Child left behind.
Yo, that Sakuna and that, what the, bro? Somebody in the chat asked, is he good? What do you think, bro? Come on, bro. Can we have a little bit of decorum, bro? That car.
In a split second, the home was gone.
That is the holy whole solar flare. This is the craziest body cam footage. I probably watched like over like 200 body cam footage videos. This might be the craziest body cam I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie to you though, bro. Holy bro. How impact rate? What did bro do?
A massive explosion rang out from inside the house, reducing the entire structure to rubble. Inside the house, Yu had stored 55 gallons of gasoline in his basement, which he saved for that moment to
55 gallons of gasoline? So great. I'm telling y'all, if y'all see us saying, wake up, y'all are sheep, if y'all see what's going on in our country, I promise y'all, a revolution is coming, a change is coming, the revolution is coming. If y'all hear anybody saying that though, bro, not only stay away from them, but I ain't gonna hold you, make sure your family don't come into contact with them though, bro. If you live in your local area though, bro, call the police. I'm just telling y'all, call the police though, bro. Even if you don't have nothing on him, just pre-fire, bro. Just pre-fire, bro. He knew he was going to catch him. He was waiting for that moment. That is, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't gonna make no jokes, but that bro literally tried to take a bunch of people with him. I'm not gonna hold you to, I ain't gonna lie to you though, bro. That is crazy for that. So that Vegeta final explosion joke, I don't feel too bad about it. I'm gonna keep this side with you, bro. Holy, bro, where did he get 55 gallons? I don't know, bro. Is he fine?
good night with no warning and no explanation. Based on the footage, it's been theorized that Yu's actions were an attempt to lure police into his home so that he could then set off this explosion and take them all out along with his neighbors, as he genuinely believed that both parties were conspiring to kill him. Though somehow, when the smoke cleared, no civilians or police officers had so much as been injured. All that was found in the rubble was the remnants of a single body. Though for a moment, this wasn't the end of James Yu's story.
How?
Before that body could be identified, reports across social media began emerging showing that James Yu was somehow still alive.
Is these rumors or bro just got a max defense? Bro just got defense time to 100. Bro used a barrier technique though, bro. Does bro have a devil fruit? Realistically, how bro didn't fire for it? Bro fire bed them up, no, bro. Unless bro is a certified fire bender, bro. Impossible, bro. Impossible, bro. Impossible, bro.
Before that body could be identified, reports across social media began emerging showing that James Yu was somehow still alive. After
okay. No, he's dead. Somebody has an account problem.
blast, comments were being made on what appeared to be Yu's YouTube channel, where he stated that this whole thing was a cover-up and that he wasn't even inside the home when the standoff started. Which, looking back, we never actually see him, and we also never hear his voice. Numerous posts pointing out this development would go viral and cause mass confusion about the story.
Imagine bro was never in the house and bro was in the house and right before it went on, bro just ran out the back or something like that. Now he's living his life in Cuba or something like
Which
that.
was only heightened when it was revealed that the body inside that building was in fact James Yu.
Okay, it wasn't him.
Though in the
I
end,
thought that wasn't him, bro. If it wasn't him, bro might be Isaac, I'm not gonna lie.
It wasn't really as mysterious as some originally thought. As it turns out, the post showing these comments failed to realize that this wasn't actually Yu's account, and instead it had a completely different username, with the account likely having been created as nothing more than a hoax. To this day though, there are some that still believe that this was all some sort of massive cover-up, but in reality it just seems that this was the result of a man gripped by crippling paranoia and loneliness, with it all coming to a head in what has gone on to become one of YouTube's darkest videos.
Wow, that was the start of the video. That is a crazy start to the video. Yo, it's so insane though, chat. I hope I never get like strong paranoia though. I have situations where I get like a little paranoid depending on where I'm at. But I hope I never have like some strong paranoia to everything, bro. Like life is just making me paranoid now, though, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. That was really weird, bro.
There was really nothing else like it. This obscure 27,000 square foot structure allowed visitors to enter into what must have felt like another dimension. It was an exhibit called Dream Space, and was the creation of British artist Maurice Agus, a 74-year-old artistic visionary obsessed with the idea of creating large-scale surreal environments, and this was his magnum opus. The structure was inflatable, akin to a massive bounce house, and once inside, guests were confronted with a labyrinth of brightly colored walls and cells, twisting and turning into some sort of surreal maze that patrons were told to lose themselves in. This piece of art premiered back in 2004, and due to its inflatability, it was actually built to travel, making stops in major cities in the UK, before it was eventually set up at Riverside Park in Durham on the 22nd of June, 2006. The very next day, 68-year-old Elizabeth Collins would visit the area with her husband and her daughter, as well as her 14-year-old grandson. And spotting this unusual structure in the distance, Elizabeth's grandson insisted on checking it out, excitedly taking off his shoes and running inside. And while the rest of the
I ain't gonna lie, try to be honest
about entering,
before we find out what's wrong with it, or if there's anything wrong with it, or if it's just the footage itself that's creepy. Why are y'all getting it? Me personally though, bro, just from the looks of it, that's a resounding no for me. I'm not gonna lie to you though, bro. I don't know if there's anything wrong with it, or there will be anything wrong with it, but just off the look, I will play parachute in my monthly guide PE class, man. That is, that's all for me. I'm cool.
Eventually decided to accompany him, leaving her husband and daughter on the outside, though not before turning back to them and joking that she was going into...
Actually, I'm lying, bro. I'm only saying I wouldn't go, bro, because of the video is creepy. It kind of look a little creepy, though, bro. Maybe I go, bro. Maybe I go.
Leaving her husband and daughter on the outside, though not before turning back to them and joking that she was going in to find peace and serenity. Outside, Elizabeth's husband and daughter sat at a nearby table and enjoyed a cup of tea while conversing about the events of the week, only for the man to turn his head and notice that Dream Space was slightly moving, to which he excited... Oh, it's a ride.
No, it's not.
The daughter then turned her head to see the structure as it began to rise
That's
up
your biggest
off the
fan.
ground,
Left you in PD.
to which she chillingly responded.
Because you Black Boy Max's hater, man. I'm not gonna hold you. Working overtime today, man.
It's not a ride.
Oh. Yeah, I think I'm cool, bruh. Oh my god! Oh! Bro, how is this real, bro? Yeah, that's where it's on. You know, I forgot it's made out of, it's inflated. It's not like a solid structure. It's inflated and it's outside. Yeah, this was bad. This was bad. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
In that moment, Dreamspace had snapped from its moorings and was blown into the air by a massive gust of wind. Agus just so happened to be standing at the entrance as it began to shift, and noticing what was happening, he grabbed on as he desperately tried to hold down his entire life's work. though clearly this was of no use. And after being lifted in the air, his grip failed, sending him falling back to the ground below, where he lay staring up at his creation that was now flying 30 feet above him.
Bro, that's a big creation too, though, bro. You don't even gotta worry about who the in that too, but you also gotta worry about like where the that's gonna end up landing, bro.
Inside, there were as many as 30 people who were now being thrashed around this giant inflatable structure in a scene that I truly can't even imagine. The
I'd be surprised if he survived. I'm gonna keep it that with you, bro. He didn't think about that, bro. His whole is inflated. If this was a solid structure, I feel like the inside would be cool to like go in and do it like that. Like if it was solid in terms of it wasn't inflated, bro, and it wasn't windy as bro. But 30 people are inside. I would genuinely be surprised that anybody makes it out. I'm gonna keep this that with how it's moving and flipping, and it's in slow mo. The way it's moving and flipping. What if everybody's moving around and somebody ends up hitting another person just off moving, bro?
Claustrophobia of it, the dizzying colors, the screams,
and the colors in there.
The most horrific scenarios I've ever heard. The inflatable structure was airborne for well over a minute, folding into itself before finally crashing back down into a parking lot, leaving behind what was described by witnesses as a field of bodies. Worst of all, the majority of those in attendance were families with small children, with one 7-year-old girl recounting her experience, saying, "It was very scary. People were screaming. I saw a lady clinging on and then falling out, and then she was lying on a back with people around her. I think she died." This lady was most likely 68-year-old Elizabeth Collins, who had been ejected from the structure when it was in the air, with her injuries being catastrophic and unsurvivable. Of all the others, there was now sprawled throughout this field of grass. Most were left injured, but thankfully not in serious condition.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm genuinely surprised. Yo, you must have had the craziest dizziness all the time. That must have resulted in like a month's worth of dizziness. I'm not gonna
Though this wasn't the case for 38-year-old Claire from Edge, who had been inside during the accident with her 2 children. And despite her kids surviving, she was sadly not so lucky, with Claire and Elizabeth being the sole fatalities of the incident.
Wow.
The video is terrifying. I know it's easy to say
that is scary.
Considering how many people were in Dreamspace at the time, the consequences were still catastrophic, as it devastated 2 families and likely left many others at the scene traumatized for life, especially the young children.
I'll be scared of colors.
But how could this have happened? Well, that day was particularly warm, which likely caused the air inside the structure to expand, causing a hot air balloon-like effect, which was then exacerbated by sudden strong gusts of wind, which eventually caused the structure to go airborne, as in the end, it just wasn't properly secured for the conditions. Soon after the incident, Maurice Agus was arrested for manslaughter, though he would ultimately only end up paying a small fine, as he vowed to never create a large work again. Just a few years later, in 2009, Maurice Agus would pass away, with his legacy forever being defined by this devastating footage.
That is insane, bro. What the? I never thought that it was gonna move like that. What I thought it was going to happen, Chad, is I thought it was going to collapse, like the air was gonna like fall down, it was just gonna fall down like that. I ain't never expected to spin and do all this right here, though, bro. That's tough, bro.
With his legacy forever being defined by this devastating footage.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Serena.
On October 2nd, 2006, police entered the home of 31-year-old Elaine Campione, where inside they found the woman speaking incoherently. Next to her was a VHS camera, depicting a series of disturbing events that had transpired within the home over the previous months and days, with the footage eventually finding its way onto YouTube.
Hi, Serena. It's August 8th, 2006. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
The tape starts with Elaine pointing her new camera at her daughter Serena.
Bro, even the camera was buffering though, bro.
It was her 3rd birthday, and to celebrate, Elaine had left a brand new
I know this is old, but the saturation is actually scary in itself.
bike in the living room.
What is it?
Days later, the footage continues, showing Serena once again as Elaine asks,
How does Mama love you?
It's
How much does your mama love you?
Elaine then shows her other daughter, Sophia, who was just a baby, before turning the camera on herself and showing the kids how the device worked.
Hi!
How's it gonna go
See how
wrong,
this
bro?
camcorder works? Yeah, it's a virus!
It's so weird sometimes I see live regular lives and then something bad happens. But it's crazy. A lot of things be happening to be unexpected. Bro.
Hi! Is that mommy? Hi!
So far, the footage seems like nothing more than your standard family home videotape, and appears completely wholesome. Though with the next recording, the tone begins to shift, and things start to become slightly concerning.
This is a deplorable, horrible, messy, filthy apartment that supposedly my 2 children and I live in, and it's just a horrible, horrible mess. Yeah. I think Diego Campione is totally in the wrong, and I hope he burns in hell for all his sins.
Who's
The
Diego
same as
Campione?
Leonardo.
As Elaine shows the camera her home, she begins joking about how they are living in deplorable conditions, before randomly calling out 2 men who she says she hopes burn in hell. All while her children are in the same room, she starts to grow more and more agitated.
All I wanted to do was take care of my 2 little girls and live happily ever after. After the 3 years of physical, emotional, and mental abuse that I endured tremendously by Leonardo Campione, and in the past year from Anna and Diego Campione, the mental and emotional abuse.
Outright saying that she was abused by a man named Leonard Campione, who happened to be her ex-husband and the father of these children. And she goes on from there, with each moment clearly making the kids more and more anxious.
I want justice for my family for what they did to us. I cried out to help. They should have charged him for the assaults he did to me.
Eventually causing Elaine to snap out of it and stop the camera.
My poor 3-year-old. I did everything. What are you saying, Sophia? What do you want?
The video then skips forward once more, with this footage being taken just days before the police were called, showing Serena coloring on the floor as Elaine asks,
Who loves you? Mom. Who loves you the most?
Yo, the eerie music in the back.
That much? Oh, I think I love you more than that.
The scene that unfolds next was recorded on that very same night, just hours later.
Okay, hold on. This isn't too bad. It's alright.
Recording this because Leo and I are paying off me. Everything's gone.
It looks like she's crying, bro.
You wouldn't give peace. You wouldn't tell the truth. You care about our things. You care about me. You care about yourself. All you did was hurt.
In the video, Elaine states that everything is gone, as she speaks to Leo directly, accusing him of having ruined their lives with his constant abuse.
You are truly the devil. And I hate you. 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 And I want you to know how much I hate you.
Disturbingly, the children were nowhere to be seen in this footage, with Elaine eventually addressing them by saying,
You take the kids?
And God's taking care of them now. He's protected by God. Thank God. Thank you. Because there's no way I could have it with you. Nothing's good enough for you. It has to always be your way. Well, they're good. And you can have it your way. Your wife and your daughters are dead now.
What the? She killed her daughters? It's so insane, chat. Seeing a video, like, you just seen a nice video where she's getting them gifts like that. And then immediately we go here.
We're all in heaven.
According to Elaine, not only were her children gone, but she was too. She stops the recording soon after. Despite saying this, the camera would actually start up one more time, where Elaine describes how she was still alive, despite having attempted to OD, which prompted her to call the police. When officers arrived at the home, both Serena and Sophia were found laying in their mother's bed,
my God, bro.
holding hands, and wrapped tightly in rosaries. Neither of them were alive. 2 nights prior, and directly before filming this message, Elaine had brought them both into the bathroom, as it was time for their nightly baths. And once in the tub, she told them to play a game, one where they would place their heads beneath the water and blow out bubbles. When they did this, Elaine held their heads down,
Oh my
and
God,
she didn't let
drowned
go
them?
until she was certain.
Wow.
This
Oh,
footage,
bro, I definitely feel like something's abused, but at the end of the day, Joe, chat, this cannot be excused no more. She killed both her daughters, bro. Get it, bro.
Just some of the most disturbing that I've ever seen, as we get a glimpse into Elaine's descent into madness in the moments directly before she stole her children's lives. But all of this leaves one obvious question. Why? Well, it was noted investigation.
Drowning top 3 ways
she
to
alleged from
go
her
out and do that to child.
seemed to be very real and well documented over the years, leading to Leo not being able to see children for over a year, causing them to separate, which is when Elaine's mind began to deteriorate. She began believing that people were following her and were going to kill her, with this fear of people eventually shifting to a fear of aliens, as she claimed to have seen them on numerous occasions, believing they were following her. Because of this fear, she refused to let her children out of her sight, not even allowing her own parents to look after them, causing her to become so attached to these children that she genuinely began to believe that they were all one entity, which made things incredibly concerning when she became suicidal and eventually attempted to take her own life. Despite Leo's more than troubled history, he had supposedly turned his life around in the years leading to this footage, and was eventually allowed to start visiting the children on a limited capacity. And seeing the children and seeing the way their mother was behaving, he began to grow incredibly concerned, and eventually attempted to gain full custody. And it was this bitter custody battle that seemed to be the ultimate factor that led to Elaine ending the lives of her children.
God's taking care of us now. He's protected by God, thank God.
That's insane, bro.
Because there's no way I could have it with you.
Elaine Campione would be charged with 2 counts of murder, and would eventually be sentenced
You didn't want your kids with them that much that you would take your own kids out, bro? That. Unfortunately, she's certified spin. I have to say it. I have to say it.
Elaine Campione would be charged with 2 counts of murder, and would eventually be sentenced to life in prison, with a possibility of parole after 25 years. Today, she's held in a minimum security prison, where she's free to leave once every weekend to attend church and other functions.
Wow, she killed both her kids and she can attend church and other functions? Sup, tube? What's up, man? Oh, that don't hit like that. Yo, what's up, guys? Hey, bro, hey, bro, just come to Twitch, Twitch Blue Ride right here. Follow up. We're about to hit 200K. Please follow up and stuff like that. Come to the stream. If you don't watch streams, I didn't ask. Come to the streams and stuff like that. And then there's a gaming channel and a live channel. Come follow the live channel too. And then you can get back to your video and stuff like that. But just go ahead and do that, and it's in the link down below. And go ahead and do that. They should have put that video down, though, right? Obviously, she had some problems, though, bro. But I don't give what problems, like deep problems you had. You can't do that and then it's like, oh, but she got problems, though, right? So it's okay. No, it's not, man. No, it's not, bro. That's right. Gavin Collins road rage. Be very careful. You got road rage. Like, there's levels to this. There's like the average driver. There's people who be yelling at sometimes, bro. Like if they get annoyed at some type of stupid, there's that. There's with genuine road rage that will swerve into you, bro. And then and usually they be putting up a little bit or two. And then there's just who have like extreme road rage. They don't even give a fuck about their life. They don't register their life at all. They'll ram their car into you and take both y'all out if it means that they won at the end of the day, though, bro. And this right here, though, bro, probably has to talk.
On April 18, 2010, a 39-year-old man named Gavin Collins was released from the HMP Ranby prison.
I ain't gonna lie, put him back, 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 bro. Don't rip this screenshot right here and tell me all I need to know, put him back.
In the UK, his freedom would last less than 24 hours, as the very next day he suffered a severe mental breakdown, the result of which was captured partially across several video recordings that later appeared on YouTube. This is the story of his rampage. It began at approximately 9 a.m. in the city of Nottinghamshire when Gavin left his home. As he walked down the sidewalk, those in the area reported him acting strangely, muttering to himself that he was Jesus and that he was invincible.
As soon as you hear that, never wait. If you hear somebody say that, bro, I'm arguing with someone that right now, bro.
Without warning, he then turned his attention to a random home, which he forcefully entered, stole a man's car keys, and took his vehicle, taking off with no apparent destination. Inside the car, the owner just so happened to have 2 cameras, one being a standard dash cam and the other facing inside the vehicle, giving us a look at...
Oh my god! Dog, this right here is a level 6 impel down prisoner, bro! You look like a ghoul!
His apparent mental state.
This is me. This
outside, bro. Hey, don't do this. Come on, let's go, bro. Talk, get rid of all the crap hairs. Let's go. Let's go.
Just at a glance, it's obvious that Gavin is completely unhinged. For some reason, he was utterly filled with rage, ripping off the rearview mirror and yelling obscenities and incomprehensible threats at no one in particular.
I'm surprised bro ain't crashed yet. Now he's gonna crash. We know he's gonna crash. We know he's gonna crash. We know that. But bro, holy.
I'm enraged. I'm Jesus. I'm descendant of God. And you love me up. Watch this. You.
And most concerning of all is the speed in which he's traveling, as he starts driving faster and faster, swerving in and out of cars as he passes through busy residential areas, as he reaches speeds that have been estimated to be anywhere from 85 miles an hour to well over 120.
120, bro. It's unfortunate because that gonna die in GTA, but we know he's not gonna be the only one to die.
Watch this now. I'm getting stronger and stronger by the second.
But somehow, despite countless close calls, every time he avoids collision, at least for the time being.
Oh, Chad, I'm scared, Chad.
In an instant, Gavin smashes the vehicle into a brick home at full speed, with the impact being devastating.
Wow.
And yet somehow, through the
Not
destruction,
TOS?
Gavin was not only still alive, but completely unharmed, and also completely unfazed. He pulled himself...
Somebody in this got powers. Bro, how do you drive and smash into a brick house at 120 miles per hour? You're fine. And you take that. Call it adrenaline, but that should be dead. Realistically. I'm not wishing that upon him, but realistically, bro. Realistically, those things going on though, bro. Being bald though, eyebrows gives you superpowers. Like this has villain plot armor, bro. This is like when the villain gets killed in the anime and everybody's celebrating just for bro to come back like, God, 30 seconds later.
From the wreckage and immediately turned his attention to a woman driving nearby, and within moments he had forced his way into the vehicle and was behind the wheel once again, continuing this deranged driving spree until once again he crashed. And much like the initial collision, he survived.
Wow! He survived 2 crashes?
To another random home.
He robbed 2 vehicles, stole 2 vehicles, and survived both. They crashed both of them and survived? I'm not gonna lie. This the demon, bro.
In pursuit of stealing his third vehicle, he grabbed a nearby concrete slab and began to smash through the home's doors, bloodying his hand in the process, before eventually making entry. Inside were a mother and her 2 children, one of which was 5 years old, and the other wasn't even here. Gavin approached the terrified family, yelling and demanding that the mother give up her car keys, telling her that he was Jesus, and that, because I am Jesus, I will kill you if you don't give me the keys. Without hesitation, she did as he said. Gavin then went to each member of the family, and with his injured hand,
to be honest,
drew crosses on their forehead.
If I don't have a weapon, bro, then I'm giving that my keys. That for real, I say, you right, you're not standing on business. I ain't standing on business. Not with him. Not with him. Not with him. Because I guarantee, who survived 2 car crashes, I got a knife, I stabbed him. He taking it. I ain't beating him.
Out of his own blood. Before taking off family,
What?
with his injured hand, he drew crosses on their forehead. Out of his own blood. Before taking off with his third stolen car. Once again, Gavin was driving manically, though this time he was even more reckless,
Oh my
crashing
God.
into a brick wall and then a cop car. Before setting his sights on a pedestrian. While speeding through a neighborhood, Gavin would see a man standing innocently near a bus stop, and for whatever reason,
This don't even look real. Chad,
the sight of this man enraged him, causing Gavin to slam on the brakes and reverse the vehicle, stepping on the gas as hard as he could, and crashing directly into him, leaving him lying there with devastating injuries. Gavin quickly exited the vehicle and found the man lying motionless on the ground, prompting him to shout, "I killed him. I killed the devil." Minutes later, Gavin would crash yet another car into yet another home.
how?
This time-
Yo, I ain't gonna lie though, bro. I know this maniac, but UK police, y'all not on time, and I'm not even gonna hold you though, bro. ATLPD would have had these, like, locked up at least 5 minutes, especially these vehicles, unless you got a Hellcat, then it might have been different. But the ATLPD would have got these like 5 minutes over, bro, realistically, bro. Bro has had 5 stars for at least 30 minutes now. It stole like 3 vehicles. And like ran into like 5 different houses at this point though, bro. Like I don't know how this is not arrested yet, or they haven't got this yet.
Minutes later, Gavin would crash yet another car into yet another home. Though this time,
this knew he was going to get caught. He just building the meanest insanity plea case. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro pleaded insanity, but to be honest, I'm really wondering if bro gonna make it out of this alive or not.
weren't far behind.
Holy. Oh no, he got 5 stars. He got 5 stars. Oh no, he got 5 stars. Oh no, he got 5 stars. Oh no, that's the cop. Oh.
This way.
Finally bringing his disturbed driving spree to an end. The man that Gavin had struck was 87-year-old Terry Radford.
87? Oh, alright, bro. 87-year-old man was waiting for the bus though, bro? That's very, very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate.
A retired teacher whose injuries were catastrophic, with the man passing away soon after. According to his family, Terry was an incredible grandfather, father, and son.
Wow.
The footage is genuinely horrifying, but what's most shocking of all is the fact that any of this was even allowed to happen. As stated previously, this was Gavin's very first day.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie though, bro. This really look at this. This is the range, bro. This is sick.
Day out of prison, and based on the behavior he exhibited whilst in prison, he really should have never been released. Gavin was granted an early release in March of 2019 for charges based around burglary, but just as he was set to be freed, it was discovered that he had submitted an adulterated drug test, which caused his case to be re-examined and resulted in his release being postponed. In response, Gavin lost his mind. Later that month, he assaulted a prison guard before spraying him with an unknown liquid that contained bleach.
How did bro get out?
Set his cell on fire and attacking another officer with a piece of wood. Due to his actions, Gavin was placed into an isolated cell, where less than a week later, he started yet another fire, and when an officer entered...
Y'all gotta execute this. You have to. I don't wish that upon him, and it's all in GTA, but y'all got to, bro. Bro would have been putting up with Chamberlain numbers and motherfucking, bro. Y'all got to, bro. Y'all have to, bro. He can't rehabilitate that.
And when an officer entered his cell to
I started fires in jail.
Struck him in the head and pulled out a plastic knife, threatening to slash him, stating that it would be a thrill to kill him.
How's he getting these
Gavin's stay in prison clearly hadn't rehabilitated him. In fact, it seemed to have made him more violent than ever before, and more mentally disturbed. Though shockingly, despite all of these additional crimes, Colin's release would go on to be approved less than 2 weeks later.
Y'all is dead, like, sped. No funny though, bro. Whoever was behind the judicial system, I know he's saying the U.S. judicial system is cooked, and to a certain extent it is. But y'all in the UK get, like, I don't know, whatever judge approved this to be out actually needs to get life in prison though, bro, just from association. I ain't gonna catch you though, bro. They released this after he caused multiple fires in jail. Somehow, the beating up prison guards, doing the race, doing all types of bull, you know, saying he'll kill this person and kill this person, bro. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, y'all should have kept, bro, like, y'all should have sealed this, bro.
With Gavin being set free on April 18th, and within just 24 hours, Terry Radford would be brutally killed. Gavin was sentenced to 21 years in prison, and during his trial it was revealed that
21 years in prison? Y'all, how many times, like, how much time we gotta teach you this lesson, old man? 21 years in prison? Like, I see get higher charges on weed crime. 21? Now, I don't know how UK is. I don't know if UK ever really get a life like that. But 20, this right here, y'all gotta seal this, bro. Y'all got to, bro. No life, no DP. Well, maybe DP. But nah, definitely. But y'all gotta seal, bro. Realistically, if y'all can, if y'all have any technology to really seal him, bro. 25 is the longest? God. Yo, this is why I like this getting out. Y'all got 25 on the limit? For life in prison is 25 years?
nope. Gavin was sentenced to 21 years in prison, and during his trial it was revealed that no drugs were found in the system. and instead this all seemed to be the result of some sort of psychotic episode that just so happened to be captured on camera in one of YouTube's darkest videos.
That was an amazing video. Now I gotta go, not today, but we gotta go watch all 6 of the YouTube darkest videos now. Yo, that no drug is that's insane. If y'all are watching this on the main channel, Twitch Blue Rod, in the description. Come to the stream, for sure though, bro, for sure though. But yeah, that's gonna be over. Alright, BBC. Alright.
Put this bitch back like I'm double heaven. Hold up, triple deuces. Put this bitch up, we got all the juices. Hold up, speak to heaven. Eat that by my mama, demon made it. Big body, G, at least, I won't buy. My diamond, pussy, they pack.